What is up, guys? In today's video I'm going to be going over why I switched from Xbox controller to PlayStation 5 controller. There's a few reasons that I'm going to get into in this video because I've been getting asked about it a bunch on stream. And so we're just going to get into that. If you guys find this video helpful, informative, whatever, entertaining, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and comment down below which controller that you use in Fortnite if you are a controller player. So the first thing we're going to get into is the fact that I play on PC with controller. And so I have the option to use pretty much any controller that connects via USB. So you can use Xbox, PlayStation, third-party controllers, doesn't matter. As long as it connects with USB, it works on PC. But for whatever reason, when it comes to the Xbox controllers, they are limited in the response time you can get on the controllers for whatever reason. Just like the internal circuit board of the controller is limited. And I think the lowest you can get it down to is 5 milliseconds, whereas the PlayStation controller, you can get all the way down to 1 millisecond. And 4 milliseconds difference really isn't going to be the biggest deal, but in a game like Fortnite, you know, the smallest instances of time really matter, and any advantage that you can get will be really beneficial. So that has been a thing for a while, that I knew PS controllers had the shorter reaction time or the lower response time, but that wasn't enough to make me switch. But recently, I was sponsored by AIM controllers, and I do have an Xbox AIM controller, and now a PlayStation AIM controller, PS5 AIM controller. And they have a lot of features exclusive to their PlayStation controllers that they don't have on the Xbox controllers for whatever reason. And since I'm going to be, you know, reviewing and recommending these controllers to you all, which, by the way, you can use code EvolveJake on their website for 25% off for the rest of August. So there's only a few days left in that sale. That's a pretty large portion discount. And these controllers are pretty expensive. It's par for the course as far as custom controllers go, but AIM controllers are the only controllers to offer a lifetime warranty, and that is the main reason why I partnered with them when I had the opportunity to. But that aside, use code EvolveJake if you want to. The PlayStation controllers have a few features that the Xbox controllers don't for whatever reason, just the way the controllers are. And one of the big ones is the mechanical buttons. So the triggers can be digital on both Xbox and PlayStation controllers. I don't know if you can hear that. And then here's my Xbox One. Like, it's really clicky. It's like a mouse click. That is like the smallest response time possible. It makes it to where the moment you touch the button, really, if you apply any pressure at all, it activates. And with the Xbox controllers, you can only get digital triggers. But with the PlayStation controllers on AIM, you can get digital triggers, digital R1, L1, and then also the triangle, circle, X square buttons will also be digital. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but they're all mouse click buttons that are basically instant the moment you press them, whereas the default buttons are kind of like mushy. It's not the biggest deal, but it does feel a lot nicer and a lot more premium. And one of my least favorite things about the Xbox controller has always been the LB/RB buttons. They're really just, I don't know, they don't feel good to hit. It doesn't feel like they activate as fast as they should for me personally. I've just never really liked them, and for whatever reason, I run through controllers. That is always the part on the controller that breaks for me, is the RB and LB. And since I have been back to Fortnite, like I played Warzone for a year and a half and I used the same controller the entire time. Since I've been back to Fortnite, I've ran through the RB button on controllers many times. My Xbox AIM controller is the only controller I've had last longer than a month. I think I've used this controller for like 3 or 4 months. But every other controller, Xbox controller I had since I've been back to Fortnite, the RB button breaks very quickly. And Fortnite, more so than in other games, I feel like you use the RB a lot because that's what you use for floors, you use LB for cones, and it's also what you use for switching weapons. And the R1, L1 feels so much better on the PlayStation controller. It feels like I can activate them so much easier, and it like happens faster. And that's really important for building in Fortnite, especially the LB or L1 for coning players. So I really like the L1, R1 on the PlayStation controllers, and I really disliked the bumpers on the Xbox controllers. And that's really it. There's a few features that I liked about the AIM controller. Also, the paddles on the PlayStation controllers are remappable, and I wanted to have a paddle for sprint, whereas when I got that controller initially, sprinting wasn't a thing in Fortnite, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, the paddles are remappable. You can have digital buttons and digital triggers everywhere. And the PS5 controller feels really nice. I'm still getting used to it, but I really like the feel of it. I had played on PlayStation 4 briefly before they had crossplay in Fortnite. There was a period of time where Sony wasn't really letting crossplay go through. And for tournaments, you needed to play on PC or PS4 because that's what most streamers played on. You couldn't play on Xbox for tournaments at the time. And my friend had been invited as a captain to one of the Keemstar Kill Race tournaments, and they wanted me to play with them. So I ended up getting a PS4 for that, and I never could get the feel for the PS4 controller. It always felt too tiny to me. But I had heard the PlayStation 5 controller was kind of like a nice middle ground in size compared to the PS4 controller, and you can kind of see them here. Like, I feel like my hand's covering it. They're very similar sized, I feel like. So that's good. And I like the PS5 controller a lot. It kind of addresses the main downsides I didn't like about the PS4 controller while keeping some of the advantages. And there are some potential differences or potential upgrades from it, or from the Xbox controller to it, mainly in that response time and just how high quality the L1, R1 buttons feel. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys found it helpful, informative, whatever. If you are a controller on PC player and you have the means to do so, maybe consider trying to switch to a PlayStation controller, because a few milliseconds doesn't seem like the biggest deal, but if you're trying to take somebody's wall or get an edit off or maybe reset an edit, the smallest like little pieces of time really matter in Fortnite. And yeah, that's going to be it. I'm still getting used to the controller. I do not feel totally comfortable with it yet, but we're getting there. And it just takes time. And so I'm going to let the gameplay play out. This is a recent game I got on stream, and I think this might have been one of my first wins with the PS5 controller. And we ended up fighting another streamer and really good player named Hippie Habitat at the end for the win. They were the final player. And if you guys did enjoy this video, give it a like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. There's still another guy. I don't know where they are. I know one guy's under me, and at least 2 people are there, but we have 4 opponents, not 3. Oh, it's 2 people under me. I wish one of these people under me would shoot at that guy across. They're fighting each other. This guy might get overzealous though, thinking he could third party that. He's playing it well. He is a heavy snipe too, I gotta be careful. This is ideal for me. There's still another player under me though. I don't know if that was a good play or not. This guy's just full griefing, man. He went over there and started trying to grief that other guy, and then he just flew back to me. I don't understand. He just like keeps gliding onto people to exist near them for some reason. Zone goes back. Oh man, I have no mats. Nice. Holy, that was such a struggle. All I could do there is just stay high on my cloud and wait for them to fight each other. If they don't fight, I'm dead. I want to see who that was. That was definitely a streamer or someone. I don't know if the other regions of the tournament have happened yet, but they gave that skin to streamers early. Dude, it is so I don't even know how to describe it. Like switching controllers is so hard for me. Like I have to think about every button I'm hitting, and normally I don't. PS5 controller? Yeah, I got a PS5 controller. I really like it. It's just different. Like, I think in a few days I'll be very happy that I switched. But like, I was gonna say this before, but I got into a fight. I like kind of griefed myself because yesterday I got it and then I played for like an hour and a half and I was using paddle pickaxe and then left stick sprint, and previously I was using left stick sprint or left stick pickaxe. Sorry, like I've been using that for years. And so I played last night. I was using paddle pickaxe and left stick sprint, but then I kind of decided to go back to left stick pickaxe and then just use paddle sprint because I've been using left stick pickaxe for months or years, and it's just like I feel like that kind of griefed me. PS5 controller, you like the size of the Xbox? Yeah, the PS5 one is actually kind of large, and it is an aim controller, yeah. I'm only using one paddle right now, but I really like the paddles on this too. I might end up using another paddle later on. Of all the paddled controllers I've used, the aim V3 paddles are just like far and away the best. But like, I feel like size-wise, the PS5 controller and the Xbox controller are like kind of similar. I don't know if you guys can really tell, but like, replay's bugged? No, it always takes forever for mine to open. So just shadow played that game, so my PC is having like an aneurysm. Only use 2 paddles? Yeah, I haven't used paddles ever in my life really before. Now, actually, back in the day on the Elite controller, I used to use paddle pickaxe. I think that is why I initially thought of doing it. Oh, there's Hippie. They were the Patrick Mahomes skin. You can remap paddles on the aim controller? On the PS5? Yeah, on the Xbox you couldn't. But I really like the PS5 controller so far. It's just like my pick. I keep having to think about pulling out my pickaxe, which isn't ideal for box fighting or wall replacing. And then just also just like switch mode and stuff. I don't feel like that comfortable with yet. But aim-wise, it feels so good. Like, I feel like my aim is better on this controller already. Dang, he was having a rough go of it. Bro, me and him killed this entire lobby, by the way. Oh, he had like no HP. Oh, never mind. Yeah, he has like no HP. If I hit one of those SMG shots, he would have died. Because he had 12? Or he had 13? How many kills did I have? Why does it not say? Oh, I also had 13.